read a lot. I read books on religion. And in particular, I read all the books possible. Confucianism, Taoism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Jewish rites and Christians books and all sorts of books. Then I came across books written by Nicholai Notovitch, who says that Jesus lives in India. Yeah, this book was written by the Russian, and it was written quite some time, many years ago, that he had traveled to India, and he says that Jesus lives in India, and that he has traveled to the Hemis Monastery, and he has found documentary proof that Jesus actually had early training days from the age of 13 to 28 in the Hemis Monastery. And I read books from Holger, Kersten, who had said that Jesus lives in India. I have read many books by Elisabeth Caspari and all that. And I didn't believe them, all these books, all these things that have been written about Jesus. I'm a man who wants to go there and see it for myself. So that's why I went to India, and I brought along 3 others. One, a lawyer, because it is necessary that you have a lawyer along if you really want to go do such a research. And I brought 2 others. And 4 of us, we went over to India. And in India, I met this officer. We had our own tourist guide. And the tourist guide got us wrong, and I met one army officer, and the army officer even told us, don't even trust the tourist guide. I don't go to your Christian funeral and sing, don't let me do that. Don't let me do that. I've got a lot of Christian friends, but I don't go there and sing like that, You don't want to listen, you're not happy with it, you can go off. And that's why I went down to Srinagar to find out for myself. I read about Rosabelle, the tomb of Jesus. I did not believe. I can't, because I was brought up by the Christians. I attended church, I read the scriptures. But we tried to find Masarat Salim, who claims to be the descendant of Jesus. We could not find him, because the picture of him was in 1974. I went to India in 1997. But the book is, the photograph of him was 74. So what did I do? When we arrived in India, there were no tourists. We were the only 4 tourists who live in the boat house. All the boat houses were empty. The boat houses there were all empty. No tourists, because we didn't realize that they had a curfew. When we arrived, they just lifted the curfew. We went and asked around for Masarat Salim. We could not find him. Finally, I went down to Rosabelle, the tomb of Jesus, supposed to be the tomb of Jesus. It may have been, it could be, and it could be, it is Jesus' grave. I do not know. The Americans have tried to dig up the grave to do a research, go and do DNA and all that. But during that time, they gave a lot of money to the governor. I forgot the name of the governor. But then there was a revolution, and then Kashmir broke up. Now Kashmir is part India, part Pakistan. No more Kashmir. Kashmir could have had its independence by itself and a nation by itself. But now it is split by India, and they're still fighting in Kashmir, especially Kargil and Srinagar. These are places where I've been. So at the Rosabelle, the tomb of Jesus, I knelt down and prayed. I said, God, if this is truly the tomb of Jesus, let me find his descendant. I want to know. If this is truly the tomb of Jesus, God, please let me find his descendant. I want to know. After praying, I went around looking, still asking around. We could not find that Masar Salim. Then we were walking at one district, and one man came, as though he knew us. He came and said, but he did not speak Aleph, he speak the Srinagar's language. Are you looking for Masar Salim? He said, yes, how do you know? We asked him, because he can only converse with the tourist guide. And the tourist guide said, hey, this man is the servant of Masar Salim. Oh, I said, that's true, please bring us to him. So he brought us there. And Masar Salim was in his prayer room until he came down. When he came down, he blessed the four of us. I let him bless, it doesn't matter. If he wants to bless, let him bless. Then we conversed with him. And in the world, I think we are the only one he had given the names of Jesus' wife and his 2 sons and 1 daughter. We are the only one in the world with these facts, of which my lawyer is keeping in Singapore. And then Salim said, he has artifacts to prove it. Then I told Salim, and he's English speaking, I told Salim, please bring out your artifacts and let the world know that this is the grave of Jesus, this is the tomb of Jesus. Not Yusuf Asaf, but Jesus went to India and used the name Yusuf Asaf. All these are written in books. You can get them in the library and read it. For knowledge, don't accept it. If you don't believe it, don't accept it. But for knowledge's sake, at least have an open mind. Buy the books and read. Books by Nicholai Notovitch and books by Holger, Kersten and Elisabeth Caspari. Buy the books and read it. For God's sake, at least read it. So anyway, I told Salim, you will be committing a sin, a very grievous sin, if you don't bring out the artifacts and bring out the proof to say that this is the grave of Jesus. Because you are allowing people to concoct and to lead, to mislead the people of the world. It's time, I think, that you must bring out these artifacts and bring out all the documents to prove that this is the tomb of Yusuf Asaf, who is also Jesus. But this man says, I do not know, because if I was to bring it up, the Muslim will go after my neck. If I were to bring it up, the Christian also may go after me. Then where do you keep your artifacts? He said, I kept it in a secret place. I hope your son will know it. Just in case you die, your son will know. He says, I don't know. If I die, if my son wants to bring it up, it's up to him. But he doesn't dare to bring out these artifacts. I don't know if he's still alive or not. Tourist guy can ask him to find out whether he's still around or not, Masar Salim, and try to get the people in Srinagar to convince him to bring out all these artifacts to prove that Jesus was in India. So in the book it also stated that Jesus lived in India from the age of 13 to 29. And this is not in the Bible. So I am also curious, where did Jesus go? It is stated that he went to the Hemis Monastery at Leh. So it's a long journey. You have to go through uphill and down, up mountain and down, not hill. I had to go through 13,000 over feet high road, then go down again to Leh. And in fact, 3 of them fell sick. My lawyer was sick. The 2 other chaps who went on, both the 3 of them were sick. They fell sick because we went up to the 13,000 over feet road and they tried to walk too fast. And they became ill. We arrived there, we were welcomed by the secretary of the Buddhist mission. They have the Buddhist Association in Leh and for India. The Secretary General himself, they call him Kampuji. Kampuji is a title, a sort of title for the Buddhist monk. I also call him Kampuji. So the Kampuji brought us inside and showed us everything. Well, they had these documents there. But I can't read the language. It was written in the very old language. I can't remember the language. Anyway, it's written in very old language. So anyway, what is important is, the question is, did Jesus live in India? If you want to know, buy the books, read it, and go to India yourself, like what I do. Like what I do. I went to India myself. Go to India and find out. Just don't listen. Just don't read and believe it. Just don't hear what I say, then you believe it. Don't believe me, please. The important thing, you must read for yourself. You must go and search for yourself. And that is the most important thing to do.